Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? I hope everybody is doing well. Happy Sunday. Alright, so for those of you who have not been here before, welcome. My name is Mike. On my streams, I like to do different things. I am not a professional artist. I want to put that out there very quickly. I'm an amateur. I'm trying to become a professional. And in my live streams, what I like to do is go over the fundamentals. And I also like to do character designs like this one. I did, for those of you who have been following this like little journey for this particular character, I did some off-screen leveling up of this character. There's some other things that I'm gonna go in and kind of fix up, some like just small things to make it look a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. I don't know if we'll get it finished today, but we're gonna come pretty close. So the off-screen level up that I was just talking about was I did the colors. One thing I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna spend some time like kind of upgrading the colors a little bit, making them look a little bit better, because right now if I zoom out, the character overall is pretty dark, which is fine because it's an evil character, so not a bad thing that it's a little bit dark. But Coop, it's good to see you. What's Mike without a manga? I guess I probably do. If I like end up not going the manga route as much, I'm probably gonna have to like rebrand my name at some point, huh? Maybe not though. We'll see. Maybe, because I'll still end up doing a manga at some point. But yeah. So for those of you who have not been along for this journey, so this character is a total redo of these characters over here, these two, in particular this one. So it looks much different now, but this is a much better design in my opinion. And I have a specific place that I'm going to be applying to, so I'm kind of making my art style a little bit closer to theirs. It's gonna take me some time to get it right, but I figured I would start here. So I'm gonna get rid of the colors for just a bit. I'm gonna go back into the inks. There's just some things that are kind of like overall I'm happy with it, but there's just some things that need to be fixed up a little bit. Starting with this belt, I'm still not happy with it. So let's go to 200 and I will lock myself into this. Alright. We'll go into here. Coop, how you been, man? You been doing good? Yeah, rebrand with some. Alright, I am gonna zoom in quite a bit actually, because I want to get this line right. Max, go lay down, buddy. Trying to do here is just get this line to be a little bit better at least. I think that's good. Maybe not. Stress has been slowly stress has slowly been building, and I don't think I'm de-stressing well enough. That's not good to hear. I'm sorry to hear that. It's never fun when your stress starts to like mount up. So this, I just wanted to edit to make it look a bit more consistent and width all the way through. The one above it is okay-ish. Let's go to this side. Alright, that's better. Alright. That's a bit loud, okay. Thank you. I will turn it down a bit. Did about like 7 decibels, so hopefully that does it. Tell me if it's still too loud. I think my camera is finally good to go. I had like several streams in a row where it was just like not working for whatever reason. Alright, so now we'll go back to the colors. Yeah, I definitely want to brighten it up, especially up here. I think it's, oops. Okay, perfect. How do I want to do this? Let's bring that back. Get rid of those flats underneath. Oh, is this still too dark? Yeah. I'm gonna do this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm like selecting specific spots that I would like to make a bit brighter. I think this is probably good. And that's because it's just a little too dark throughout. I do want, again, I want this character to be on the darker end, just because he's an evil character. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to see anything of this character. Alright. I think this is good to go. Alright, so now I'm going to take... I've been doing pretty well. My day job has been picking up, which has been nice. And yeah, just plugging away at the portfolio. Let's up the saturation just a tad as well. Alright. See? So now, as you can see, there is like some harsh lines in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and we're gonna blend. So I have this smudge brush that I really like. Let's go here, there. Smudge brush does a pretty good job. Alright. Cool with that. I'm also going to do this here. Let's pick up from here. Soft round. What I'm going to do is I just want to have this blend a little bit better in the arms because there's just a really stark difference here. Alright, I think that should do. Alright, so, I'm hoping this summer, I need to probably get, like, 4 or 5 more, like, pieces that are a little closer to what I think that they would want, before I apply. So as, hopefully, like, July, August range would be my hope. Alright, let's see here. Again, just trying to smudge so that there's no like really harsh lines. Alright, so the goal that I have for today is I want to make it so that I can get rid of most of the, especially the outside lines here, and it still look the way that I want it to look. So it's a tall task, to be sure. I to be honest with you, I expect to apply to this job and for them to not hire me or accept my proposal or whatever that means. You know what I'm trying to say. And then me keep working and then apply later. That's until, and keep applying until I get it. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Alright. So, this is what we're going to do. This is going to be a pretty boring process for you all, so I apologize. I'm going to duplicate this layer. Yeah. Alright, and then I'm going to go over here and totally desaturate the layer. Bring up the luminosity so it's basically a pure white. Click OK. And I know this doesn't really make sense right now, but just bear with me. The reason why I had to do that is because this layer, it wasn't perfect anymore. The other layer was, because I made edits. So I'm going to get rid of this flat slater. Yeah, like, when does that application process start for you, Coop? Alright, so there was an instructor that I used to follow when I first started drawing. His name is Brent Eviston. If you need to learn something in particular, I highly recommend him. Like, I would say he's good with gesture drawing, he's good with shading, and like working on like simple shapes and stuff like that. So like really the fundamentals. Like, he's great. I think he teaches it better than Mark does, to be honest with you. Around June. Okay. Well, I wish you luck, man. I know it's not easy. Again, if you want anybody to like talk to about the process, I know that you know, Rudy, who has been on live streams every once in a while, he's a nurse, so he might be able to give you some pointers on what, you know, the field might be looking for, if that's helpful for you. Just tell me. I'll get you in contact with him. Alright. So one thing that I've done is, and I know you can't really see this, but I have a shading set. So I've limited the, let me show you via, so I have this color, I have this color, I have this color, I have this color, I can click it, and then white. So I've limited myself to 5 colors for the shading, and the reason for that is because we have here, we have like the, I guess the colors that basically you see. This will end up being just like the base color of the character. Here is the shadow, so like, you know, light hits a ball. After a specific point, light is no longer really hitting that ball directly. You're getting bounce light and things like that. So everything on that side of the ball is darker than everything on the other side of the ball. So that's what this color is. Then we get this color that's like the core shadow color. So it's going to be pretty much some of the darkest colors you're going to get on the actual figure itself, until you hit this, which is going to be your shadow colors. So I'm still working on how I am going to apply this stuff. I'm thinking about doing it this way, which is start off with this color, which is the second shade that I showed you, and then go into having core shadows. That being said, I do need to get myself a reference. So maybe I will... Oh, you know what? I actually have a reference. Should I just use this? I don't think I will. Yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, just 100% reach out to me if you do want somebody. I know one of my wife's best friends is also a nurse and has been a nurse in the field for a really long time, so I'm sure that she's one of the nicest people on the planet. She did just have a baby, so I don't want to like volunteer her. I will volunteer Rudy though. So I guess I'm gonna share this process. It's something that I do recommend. Here, I'm gonna pull this down here so I can still see the chat. So I'm not good enough with my shading. Even with a reference, it's gonna be hard, but without a reference, it's just a no-go. So I'm going to show you what I do currently to help me with my shading process. I think I shared this in the last stream as well. This is what I want. What do I want here? Window capture. Let's go here, here, here. Okay. And I can just... So we're gonna get rid of... What is this one? Okay, perfect. So this is what I use. I use Magic Poser Web. And then I'm going to minimize this for a minute. Oh my gosh, this thing is driving me nuts. Okay. I should have been born doing things to become a doctor. Yeah, I feel like it's so hard. Like, they make that, I mean, and rightfully so. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing when you're a doctor. I mean, depending on what kind of doctor, you can do a lot of harm, right? So I get it, but all right. So we will use just this model. So we're gonna rotate his arm. So right now I'm just taking this and putting it into like a similar, it doesn't have to be an exact pose, right? But a similar pose to what my character is in. And this is, I'm sure, not the most fun thing for you to watch, so I apologize for that. But this is, I think it's important. So I'm gonna switch this over, down. Yo, what's up, John? It is a website, yeah. It's called webapp.magicposer.com. I guess I can just put this into copy. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Chum Boy? That's the website that I'm currently on. this is going to face outward, kind of come up towards us just a bit. It is fun. It's a good one. Alright, so his body is twisted a bit this way. Head twisted this way. Butt lean back just a little bit. Leg is going to be going backwards a bit. Having a late breakfast. I would say so. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it is currently almost 4 here, so. And this, like, the legs and stuff, like, the hardest part is making sure that the character's feet on this thing is like rounded, but I'm not super worried about that part. I just want to get, like, the legs in the correct position. It's not Blender. No, this is just a Magic Poser. It's just a website. I do use ZBrush Core sometimes for various things. I'll probably use it when I do prop creation, actually. Alright, so I think this back leg needs to be even further back here. And then I could just ploop, and I think this is good enough. So I am going to pull. Let me see, can I rotate this? Ooh, I can. It's 3 p.m. Okay. They do. They do have anime girls in this. One thing I'm gonna do as well is twist his body a bit, because it is twisted up here, and probably pull his head. Actually, pose this down a bit. All right, so this is close enough, I think, to the pose that I have for me to get good shading information. I can do hair? I didn't know that. So, can I change the color here? What does this do? Does it do anything? Oh, it does. I can even give him... Oh, that's really nifty. I'm just discovering this. Huh. That's very helpful. I mean, I'll keep it grayscale because that's what we're using right now, but... Let's do this. Alright, so... Now, I'm going to take this light, and I'm going to rotate it to... Probably... How do I do this? Let's maybe do, like... Do I want to go straight down? Probably not straight down. It is a playground. This is a very good program. Let's go from one side. How about that? Do I like that though? Oh, wait a second now. Actually, no. I think we can do this. This will be good. Maybe. Yeah, I think this is good because we have very clear distinctions between light and dark. So I'm just gonna take a quick sip of this and then we'll get started. Alright. So I'm gonna keep this. This is going to be the shading that I use here. Sorry, one last thing. This head should be tilted more in this direction. Perfect. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna use this. I guess I can... Do I want to print screen this? Yeah, I probably should. So we'll print screen. I'm gonna put it on... Okay, let me switch over OBS. Alright, so got that switch back over. So this is, again, this is the character that I've created. That the other character was not something I created. It's from Magic Browser. Oh, you're fine. I appreciate you joining it all, Pumpkin Pie. Welcome. Guys, one of my favorite news streamers just kind of said this in one of his streams, and I'm gonna almost copy him. You never have to apologize for being late, for not being able to stay at all, for any of that stuff, because I appreciate every single one of you for even jumping on at all. Taking the time out of your day to make my day, because this is something that I enjoy doing. I really love doing the live streams. I love being able to talk to all of you. And I love being able to work on my art with a group of people that give me feedback constantly, which has been phenomenal for me and my growth, but also wants to grow with me, right? You know, at some point, this might become something I can just do full time, and that's because of y'all. So never apologize. Never feel bad for showing up late or whatever. You don't have to show up at all. I mean, we have like a huge Discord at this point, in my opinion. I know it's going to grow, continue to grow, but I never expected to even have a Discord. So Coop, thank you for even creating that for me. I never expected for people to you know, care about my journey. To be honest with you, I just wanted to try to be helpful for even a few people. So I just, you know, wanted to say I love all of you, and don't ever apologize for that stuff, because it's super meaningful to me that you've even showed up at all. Alright, so what I'm doing currently oops, that's not what I wanted, that you're not really going to be able to see, is I'm going to take that image that we just finished creating on Magic Poser, and I'm putting it on my reference sheet over here on the side. I don't know why I said over here, you can't see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna crop it so that I have it as a reference moving forward. Let's just use that didn't work. I'm going to use the eraser tool. Where is the eraser? Here it is. Okay, sounds good. Hopefully I'll be able to stream, I'll stream tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so now I'm using this as my reference, off to the side, and again, it's just literally the exact same thing that y'all saw a bit ago. I think I'm gonna put it on my other screen, though. So you'll see me whipping my head back and forth to look at the chat, and then to also look at my reference over here. Alright. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna come back over here. I have my mid-tone color. See ya, pumpkin pie. Appreciate you. Alright, so I have my mid-tone color. And what I'm currently doing is just going through and finding the area in which let me just do this. There's going to be shadow. So all of this is going to be the same color to start with, and then we're going to start like really working towards figuring out, okay, where's the bounce light and all that good stuff. So you'll see. Again, this is a process that I'm just starting. Love you, pumpkin pie. Have a good day at school tomorrow. This is a process that I'm just starting. Meaning like this is not something that I've practiced much, but I do think it's going to be helpful for me to like better organize my values. So another one is going to be here. Then we get this, that. So all of this, the horn's probably going to catch some of this light. All right. And then for the leg, it's going to be a little bit of the same here. So this section here. Then we're gonna get, and I know this isn't gonna be the most fun thing to watch for a little bit here. But hopefully it'll look pretty decent once I'm finished. All right. And then this leg is going to have same kind of thing going on here. All right, so then we get this. Okay. So what I'm also going to do really fast is I'm going to go through and just, some of this stuff is like the background things. I just want to get rid of that. I just want to work on the body for now. Perfect. So I'm just getting rid of all of these like smaller parts here. It looks to me like this comes a little bit closer in. And this first pass is just what I just said, right? It's a first pass, so this stuff is not meant to be perfect. It's meant to just try to distinguish the parts that are in shadow versus the parts that are not. So now I'm going into like slightly finer details. All right. And of course, any questions, concerns along the way, please feel free. Ask away. That's why I'm here. All right. So there's another section in here. All right. I think that we've gotten pretty much all that we need for now. So I'm gonna go, like I said, back to my soft brush. It can stay pretty big since I just selected the area that I needed to. And now I can go through and start to shade this stuff in. Oh, there is one more, sorry. There's one more spot. It's gonna be this side of the horn. Another thing that we'll do a bit later is like the cast shadow, but I'm gonna save that for in a minute. Let's go back to the ink layer, get rid of this. All right. Cool, so back to shadow. So I'm just gonna fill this stuff in. Alright. To me, actually, I will say it looks like a majority of the area in here is going to be filled up. So I'm gonna go back. I think that a majority of this is actually going to be in the shadow here. There's like this triangle. Oops. That isn't. And there's going to be this triangle that gets formed here. Alright. Alright, so we'll go back. Let's do this again. As you can see, it's already starting to look pretty decent, I think, at least. And I know I could just like fill it, but I don't want to completely do that. So another thing that you can do after you've made this selection, you can keep it because all of your other darker shadows are going to, they're going to be in this area as well, right? Because we've just separated our shadows from our lights. So nothing else beyond this is going to be darker. Everything else like that you're seeing right now that's like the opposite, that lighter gray color, all of that stuff is going to be in the light. So it's going to be lighter than the section that we just did. So now I'm going to go into the core shadow, and at this point I think I'm good to zoom in a bit. Alright, so core shadow, it's going to be pretty close to this like line of transition here. So I'm just going to use that as my guide. And again, this is just a, you know, it's a darker shade of what we just went through. So nothing crazy. I am going to add this in here. Let's get rid of this section. And I will end up going through and doing smaller details because this isn't a perfect selection, right? Again, this is just so that we can get some of those initial colors in here, or values, I mean. Again, just going through. And the brush that I'm using is just a soft brush, so nothing too crazy. And I'm ignoring all the details too. I haven't said that yet, but I am kind of just ignoring details for the moment. Just to get in the shading of the general like shapes and stuff that we have here. So we'll come back in just a bit and start to fine tune like that. Didn't notice that a bit ago. We're gonna fine tune the smaller details in here. Sorry, I just want to go back through and make sure this is shaded properly. Alright, go back. I can probably, yep, let's make this a bit bigger. Alright, so this will be pretty dark in here too. Again, just going around where that line is that I created with my selection tool. Just, you know, getting this stuff in here. Alright, let me see. Alright, so let's see what we got so far. Looking pretty good. So let me go back through. Now I'm gonna, I am gonna start doing some of these finer details, and I'm gonna keep the brush that I have currently to do that. Oops, what did I just do? Okay. Meant to click this. So, now I'm gonna go through with detail. And some of these spots, like in here, this is what I'm going to darken and start to get like a sense of those smaller shapes and things. What I can also do is I need to probably lower the opacity of my ink so that I can really get in here and start to see what things need to be darker, which things can stay relatively the same. And in a bit, I'm probably going to even take off this selection that I currently have, just because there are going to be some things where I can do some shading that I didn't select, right? Just because, like, for instance, this part right in here where the, what is that called? The cape is kind of going to be not where the light is. It's going to be casting a shadow. So I'll end up going through and kind of doing that. And I haven't talked about this, but why am I doing this in a grayscale? That's just so I can concentrate on one thing at a time. Some people can just come in here and, you know, do the colors and it looks perfect. I'm not there yet. I I'm struggling to shade properly. So when you're struggling already, there's no need to make your life worse by confusing yourself with multiple different things, right? Just you know, do what you got to do. Meaning one step at a time if needed. Alright, so we'll come in here, get this in as well. These smaller details, and I will show you how I'm going to go back through and really solidify some of this stuff afterwards, and do the colors too, because right now, yeah, it's in black and white. It's not going to look good when I put the colors back on. It's going to look really muddy. So I want to make sure that the colors and stuff make sense after. Alright, through. Let's see. Probably this. All right. Pretty happy with this so far. Alright, so I am going to, actually I'll wait for that for just a second. I want to pull back. Just looking at my reference and also looking at what I have. It's not too bad so far. I am going to like soften up this transition here between the two, but I'll do that towards the end. I'm not worried about that right this second. One thing I probably can do, oops, is I'm gonna make this part right here a little bit rounder looking. Right now it's not super round looking. Then I'm going to also go back and I can push this forward a bit more. Alright, so as you can see, like what's kind of starting to happen a bit is I'm getting this like pretty cool like difference between where the darker shading is and the lighter shading, and it's already giving me a bit of like a bounce light. And that's why I really like this process, is because you don't have to worry so much about things like bounce light as you're going through, because it's getting created for you along the way. I am going to quickly just get rid of this for now. Just for now. Alright, let's see here. Let's go back to the soft round brush. Oops. Alright. All of this in here is gonna be, this is gonna be dark. Alright, I'm gonna have a little bit of shading in here. And the reason why I also decided I needed to like kind of restrict my colors a little bit is just because when you have so much that you can use, it seems like a really good thing. Like, oh man, I got so many colors I can look through, but it can really stunt you because you're not sure, like, and it can really make your drawing look rough because if you're not sure what things need to be done where, then you're just making a bit of a mess, right? So restricting your colors at first and then moving forward from there is likely to be the best bet. That's not what I want to do for that. I want to do this. Just coming through here and just doing these clothing fold lines. I'm gonna do the same down here. And I'm going to soften this line just a bit here. It's going to roll right into that clothing fold. Soften this one. I think to soften, I could probably get away with using the smudge brush. Let's see. Yeah, that does a good job. Go through and use the smudge brush really fast just to get a softer transition line here. Let's go through, do that all the way around just so we have that situated. Alright, I think we're good here pretty much. Let's finish this leg. Alright, so we've softened up all those lines except for here. So let's keep moving forward. Just blend that. Let's go back to the soft round brush, keep it here. This is going to be dark again back here. this is what I'm going to do actually really fast. I'm going to go to the inks. I'm going to select all of the stuff that's kind of in the background here. Just so I'm not like worrying about it and not worried about like bleeding over as I'm working on this stuff. Let's do this, 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 that. I will get to his hair or whatever you want to call this in a bit. Just get all of that. Alright. Perfect. So now I'm just going to invert that selection. Now I'm just working on the body. Alright, coming back through. Oh snap, I was like, why is this looking weird? It's because I was accidentally doing it on the inks. Go back to the shadow. And what I'm going to do at some point is I'm just going to kind of blend, or not blend, I'm going to combine the ink and shadow layer together. Before I do that though, I'm going to copy the ink layer over again. I'm going to duplicate it just so it's not, just in case like this doesn't end up looking good. I don't have to worry about having to redo my inks. So this stuff, like these smaller details, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm not too keen on like worrying about whether or not I'm using that like core shadow that I was talking about, or just that like transition line shadow color. And the reason for that is because I don't think that there's going to be really any bounce light in these areas that I'm kind of shading in right now. And if there is, it'll be minimal to the point where it's not going to make too big of a difference in a concept art painting like this. So, all right. So we'll come through here now. It's going to be just a small amount of shading right underneath here. Okay. Again, I know this isn't the most fun thing on the planet to watch. Game over. Why is game over? But, anyways, what I was saying is, I know this isn't the most fun thing on the planet to watch, but it is an important part. Like, even if the company that you are applying for doesn't necessarily do all of these like this intense shading, they're gonna want to know that you can. You have to remember, you are trying to beat out people that are already in the job, right? So they want to know that you are as plug and play as possible. And in order for you to show them that, you're gonna have to kind of show them that you have skills that rival or are better than other people out in the world trying to apply to these jobs. Which I would say that's why I'm not like certain. Like I know that I'm getting better. Like don't get me wrong, but I'm still not quite there, and that's okay, right? Like that's why I'm doing all this work, trying to get there. Um, all right. Sup, Peter? Hope you're doing well. All right, time to get some of this like musculature in here. Got going. Peter, I hope that you're doing well. I appreciate you hopping on. Were you trying to get into Blizzard or some indie place, right? Oh, just an indie studio. Uh, I'm not sure that, like, I don't know if I'll want to get into, like, a bigger AAA studio, to be honest with you. I mean, we'll see once I get, once I get hired, how much I enjoy it. But, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, would it be cool to work for like a Blizzard? Yeah. Some of the best artists in the world, and you can learn from them. But for right now, like it's not realistic for me to get into Blizzard. I have a lot to learn still. There's nothing wrong with just having a chill day, Peter. All right. Let's maybe zoom out, see what we got. All right, yeah, I have a lot of work to do like right here in particular, but that's okay. I'm okay with this so far. I do think that this line here needs to probably come down a bit. So it needs to be more like that. So we will fix that. Oops. Back to this. And go to here. Lighten that down a bit. Back to here. Application. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna apply and see what happens. We shall see. Hopefully it goes well. All right. So now I can work on the clothing here in the front. I want to do this. So there's definitely going to be a line here, probably something like this, where yeah, something like that, more than likely. So now I can go here. And start to get these lines in as well. If shading clothing, and I'm just gonna say this as somebody who is trying to figure it out and has learned from mistakes, but definitely take it with a grain of salt. But shading clothes and like clothing folds is difficult. So what I recommend is that you think of it as like cylinders that are going up towards wherever they like the folds originate from, and that'll help you get the shading a little bit better. Again, it's whoops, I accidentally went to the darkest. That's alright. It's not easy. There's a lot of values happening. Back to here. All right. Alright, so now I have the cast shadow, so I'm going through, I'm gonna do some cast shadow here. So there's gonna be some in here as well. To be honest with you, the way that this light is, it's going pretty right to left, so I can just do this. all the way out to the edge and kind of color that in. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make it appear, oops, need to be careful, appear as though it's hitting like this rounder edge here. Alright, and then I can also go back and just, it's going to be darker at the source, and then as it gets like further and further away, it'll have a little bit more bounce light hitting it, so it's going to brighten up as it gets closer and closer to the edge of the head. Alright, so back to more cast shadow. Definitely going to be very dark down in here. I don't know why I'm saying it like I don't have a reference right here. So all of this is going to be in shadow here. Alright. Back here, definitely. This is going to be the furthest part of the body here, and probably here as well, some cast shadow. Underneath all of these things is going to be some cast shadow. Definitely like where the clothing meets the skin. Right in here. Again, this is that spot, clothing meets skin. Some cast shadow here where the belt is. Alright. Probably a little bit like in here too. Just gonna darken that up. Alright. Right in here, and here. Alright. Yo, how's it going? Mine's Weeper. I like that. Little pun. So, what I'm going to do before I do the brighter colors is I'm going to reverse my selection and hit some of the cast shadow in the back here. So there's going to be just just a blanket shading where the outline of the body is. At least that's how I'm going to do it. Not going to sit here and act like that's a fact, because probably not. But just want to make his body pop a bit more. And also, Mine's Weeper, thank you for joining. Sorry, got hyper focused on the drawing itself. But thank you for joining. I appreciate you hopping on. I hope that you're doing great, having a lovely day. Here as well. I'm gonna like trail it off. right. Then we'll reverse back. I'm seeing some areas that I've missed, so I'm gonna go back through. It's like right in here. Let's go here just a little more. Actually, it's too much. There it goes. Probably a light shading here. And in the middle. Just where the abs are. Alright. So let's see what we've got. Back out. Now I can take away the inks too. See, as you can see, like, I take away the inks and not too much has changed, right? That's what we want. This is looking pretty decent. Just have some. Now I need to probably get into like the actual lighter areas, which is what I'll do in just a second. But before I do that, I am gonna go back. What did I do? Oh no. Where's my selection? Let me just go forward, and then I'll have to go to inks, select all this stuff again. Don't know if I really need it for that. It's more this back stuff here. Here. Oops, that is part of the leg. This. Okay. So I want to go through and just make these look like they have some volume to them. And you can kind of see what I mean while I do this, about just like making it look like they're cylinders for the most part. Let's go darker here, make it smaller. Alright, oh no. I did this on the inks layer on accident. I mean, it's okay. I was about to do this anyways. I'm going to duplicate my ink layer. Get rid of that one, and I'm going to combine these two now. Do this just because I don't think I really need it anymore. Wait a second here. Okay. So let's go through. I can probably just actually no. Sorry, I'm bouncing back and forth a little bit here. Alright. Oh, there's just like wild line right over here that I'm gonna start to get rid of in a second. Let's do this. Alright. So now we can do this. let's go. No. I don't know if I need much more detail back there. See, am I cool with all of this so far? Yeah, I just wanted to start and just clean up some of these things that are kind of rough looking. Alright. Some of these like harsher transitions. Okay, so now I can start to get a little bit of the light in here. So we're gonna come here. Light catches corners, so I'm going to replace this part here with a little bit of a light here as well. And we're gonna go. And I'm just trying to look on my reference, where are the spots on my reference that are catching the most light. And of course they're going to be, all of them are going to be on, give me 1 second, let me undo this. All of them are going to be on this side of the character, right? Because that's where we set the light up. Do that. So, you know, all of the stuff that I'm going to be kind of doing here, all these pieces, I'm going to be putting extra shine on, oops, are going to be on that side of the character. I do have to remember this isn't lighting, right? This is just some of the brighter parts. So I do need to remember that as I go through. Because we'll have lighting on another layer. Make sure I look at my reference before I go AWOL. I'm going to save the folds for just a minute, in just a minute, if I can talk. And there's a reason for that. I kind of want to show y'all what I meant when I was talking earlier about just making them volumetric. Making them look like cylinders almost. So light does catch over here even just a bit. This part of the abs, maybe a smidge right in here. A little riblet area, aka I believe serratus anterior is the name. Collar bone's gonna catch quite a bit here. Probably a little bit over here as well. Oh, that's not a button. Remember that. Alright, so the edge definitely is going to catch a lot of light. And so is all of this. And probably a little bit of this too. Then it's part of the ear right here, horn a little more, probably a bit over here as well. All right, so I'm gonna get some of the arm muscle here. So there's a divide that I forgot to kind of put in here. So this muscle's gonna come down and around towards the thumb. So we're gonna get this. That made it muddy looking. I will get the smudge brush again for this part. Just do it like that. Alright, and then I'm going to come back through with the brights here. Get this section and maybe even a small part here. Not too much. This is going to catch. That's going to catch this little bit here. This is going to catch. This will catch. This will catch too. Alright. So the hand, I don't have the perfect reference for this, but at this point I think I can kind of guesstimate and it look okay. So we're going to get that maybe a little bit here. Maybe not. I'll probably keep it right there like that. One part that I forgot is this back section. This is definitely going to be in some shadow. And even, to be honest with you, probably even a deeper shadow. And I don't mind that we're losing some of the lines back there. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't need to be super out there. Alright, let's go back to the light. Alright, so we're gonna get some in here. Probably just most of this. Maybe this will catch too, right here. I did make this a bit muddy over here, so I'm gonna use the smudge brush and just kind of scoot stuff around a bit. Alright. So, a couple of last little sections here. A little bit of the delt seemingly is going to catch some light. Got this section here. Actually, this gets pushed up more. So, yeah, the what I had wasn't quite right, but I will go back through. There is a very harsh line between the two. So I'm going to go back through and do this. I could probably tone it down just a bit. And then come back in here and kind of re-separate. And then push that part back a little bit too. All right. Here. Oops. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Come here. Maybe a little bit of light right in there. Alright. Oops. Zoom out. Alright, yeah, this is looking... I'm pretty happy with this. This is one of my better shadings that I've done. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I meant with clothing folds. So they're just cylinders, so I'm going to have some of these pieces of the cylinder catch the light, and you can see that it immediately starts to make some of these folds pop a bit more. I want to be careful because I don't want it to totally take over the drawing, but you can kind of start to see it a little bit better. And again, not a professional, and definitely have a lot of work to do on my clothing folds, but this does help. Alright, so I want to be careful on this back side. I don't want to brighten things up too much, so I'm going to go back and use my shading colors to really make it pop like I was doing on the other side. Alright, so I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. Oh, I don't think I did my foreshadow over here on this side of the leg, did I? No, I did not. Shame on me. Let's do this just a tad. Alright, so like I said, it's gonna not look great when I put the layer underneath, which is the lighting layer. It's not gonna look too good with this just turned on, right? Oh, you can't see anything. How do I make that work? Put it on top? Yeah, I guess it's putting it on top. So yeah, this isn't looking great, right? But that's okay. We're going to kind of fix that in just a second. How do I... Oh. This is a normal layer, that's why. Alright, so, again, not too great, but that's okay. One thing I want to do is, I'm going to smudge brush this line here. It's a little harsh, Alright, I think this one too, actually. Push it this way a bit. Alright. So So how do we fix that? Well, first things first, before I do anything, what I'm going to do is, I need to zoom out a bit. Alright, some of this stuff in the silhouette's getting a bit lost, so I'm actually, before I do anything, spin that up. I want to lighten the clothing at the bottom just a bit. And the reason for that is because things are getting lost in the sauce a little bit here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is just gonna make this part a bit lighter. This is being so weird. Whatever. Okay. So I want to make this a little lighter. It's probably back to where it was prior. And the reason for that is because, like, when I turn this on, there's just the silhouette was getting lost where the hips are. So, all right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. This is one of the better shading jobs that I think I've ever done. So, now that we have all of this stuff kind of situated, we can go in, do our flat colors. Not going to be that simple, is it? Let's do complete close cap. So that's going to be a pain in the butt, but that's okay. Refer to all layers, we'll get there. So I am picking, I'm going to pick all the red parts, all of his skin basically. Do all of the skin. I think at this point I should be good. So we can just do here for the editing layer. Yeah, great. Perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to the shadow layer. And with the skin selected, I'm going to go here, tonal, saturation, luminosity. Oh, no, this is not what I wanted. So I'm going to edit, I know that y'all can't see this, tonal correction, and then do color balance. And what I'm doing is I'm going to make this shadow go closer to what I want it to be, which is going to be like a reddish color, and this will help balance out everything a bit better. What I actually might end up looking into in just a second, just because I forgot, like, I might end up skipping the flat color phase here pretty soon with my workflow. Let's try this. I'm gonna go into a gradient map. So I have this. Let's do here. Alright. Yeah, that already looks pretty decent. So now if I just go here. Let's go color wheel. This is the darkest color. Let's go slightly this way. Saturated. Alright, and then we can go to this next color. Go here. Let's try that. Spooky. Okay. Let's go here. Try that. Here. Try that. Alright. So we're getting there. Probably should have kept what I had going on. It's alright. This is good. This is good. I think this one's the one that needs to probably be quite a bit darker. And this can come to here. Tell you what I'm going to do too is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go even further back this way. Alright. I'm feeling it. So this is just with using a gradient map, which this is not bad. I do think that I wanted him to be a bit darker, but I guess I could kind of just edit that. But let's go here. What's that do? Okay. And then this one can go here-ish. Here we go. This is closer to what I wanted. So we're gonna stick with this. There's a couple of spots that didn't get selected, but that's okay. Here just a little. Perfect. Alright. So I'm going to create a new gradient with this. This is going to be dark red. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty good. So now there's just some spots that didn't get selected. Not a big deal. We can go through here, color select, select this toe, and go through, not the smudge brush, let's do soft brush, just fill in the gap. Go even here, and there we go. Good as new. And this section back here. This is going to be darker, so it's going to be probably this color. And erase away this. Alright, I think the rest's pretty solid. And now I can just like go in here because I'm seeing there's like just some small stuff that I missed. I can go in, just kind of fix it, right? No biggie. Just color selecting the colors that are already there. I'll probably look at the anatomy from this angle. I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that this is too far off. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Oops, some more sections that I got missed out on. So we will go through and fix that up. Probably could just do it this way. All right. Yeah, this is I'm proud of this. This is coming out all right. All right. So now I can go through and do the same thing for the rest of it. I probably will do this and then finish up because this has been quite the journey. I do like it with the lines in. Granted, it kind of works without them, but the lines just make it look nice and crisp. So, let's go in and I can still use my flat color selection, which I will do. Let's use refer to all. Oh, I probably should have made a copy of my shading layer before I made the gradient map, but that's okay. I just did the skin. Oh, I guess technically I could just desaturate and get back to what I was, but you know what? I might just do that. Alright. Let's go here. So I'm going to duplicate this really fast, and I'm going to hide it. I just want to make sure I have that layer there just in case I make a huge mistake at some point. You know, I'm gonna check to see if I like this without any real color on it. I kind of like that white look, so we'll chill with that for a second and take a sip. This will definitely be the last thing I do for today's stream, though. We've been streaming for, it's almost been 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and, which color should I do next? Alright, I don't even know. Skin looks really good now. Probably do this like background color here. But to be honest with you, this might just be something that I just like can actually change the do what I was gonna do earlier. Just do the color balance on this. Let's see. Color balance. Let's see how this looks. I wanted this to be kind of purple. How do I want to do this? Oops, I forgot. The grind does not stop. Coop, how are you liking that skin? I feel like this is the best like skin shading I've ever done, to be honest with you. I'm very happy with it. But I just wanted to see what you thought. That looks fleshy yet like skin at the same time. That's exactly what I was going for. I didn't want it to be skin colored. I wanted it to be like a red, like color. And I'm sure that there's some like finer details that I could probably touch up. To make it look a little bit better, but yeah, I wanted it to look almost like Hellboy's skin. That's kind of what, like, if you know who Hellboy is, but that's kind of what I wanted, was for it to be like that. So how do I want to do this here? Let's try a gradient map, and we'll do could maybe start it off with this one. But we'll do the darkest colors. We'll make, let's try to be tricky here. We'll make green. The brightest colors, so I'll do something in between here. Alright, I think for the cape, I'm probably just gonna end up... I'll have to figure this out. I do think I'm probably gonna have to stop because my brain is not functioning anymore. I think the shading took a lot out of me. But I'll figure this out. I'm probably gonna I'll probably finish this up off screen, or not finish it up, but I'll do all the colors off screen, and then during our next one we'll finish them up, and I'll do like the polish and things like that. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for today. I'm sorry, my brain is just, I'm fried. I can't do anymore, because at this point I think I've just been sitting here and like trying to do stuff for the past like 20 minutes and not really doing anything. So yeah, the next stream will definitely finish up, which will be tomorrow, so it'll be pretty quick. Between now and then, I will be sure to like go out of my way to try to finish up most of the color stuff. And that way we can kind of get that going. Sorry, I'm just seeing little details here and there that I can add some of this light to here. Yeah, I'm happy with what we got done today. The shading is definitely the hardest part for me right now. And to get, like, again, this is the best skin shading I've done yet. To get that done in a couple of hours, and all the other shading too, all the stuff's finished. I just need to figure out the best way to get it, like, going alright. But yeah, a couple of hours spent on the painting process. I'll take it. It'll get shorter and shorter as I go too. So anyways, I love all of you. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And I appreciate y'all giving me feedback and all the support you've been giving me and stuff like that. I just wanted to see. We almost got to our 10 like goal. We had 7. It's not bad. And also, if you want, join the Discord. I probably should say this at the beginning of the streams, but join Discord if you wanna like be more part of this community. We have a lot of really talented artists in our Discord that are great at giving feedback. Link is in the description. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate all of y'all. Love y'all. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace. See you, Peter. See you, Chumboy. See you, Coop. Y'all have a good one.